Members of the media, if you'd like to ask a question, please use the raise your hand feature. Your first question comes from Steve Gelbs.
David, how do you look at a game like this overall from your perspective, just looking at your night?
It was a tough night for us. It wasn't our night. I felt like I was prepared for the start. Felt like I had my stuff, and it didn't go our way tonight. That's as simple as it gets.
Obviously, in that fourth inning, you had some unlucky moments with the defense behind you. Do you look at the fourth inning, though, as being noticeably different from your end than those first three innings, the way you cruised through, or was it something that you kind of think was out of your control?
I think I felt the same physically. Felt like I was still making pitches, and some of the hits were finding holes, and it started to turn their way. That's physically, from my standpoint, I felt the same as I did in the first three innings. Yeah.
Next question is from Tim Healy.
When you do get an error like that behind you, like Davis is in the fourth, is there anything that you do or that you tell yourself to compensate for it and try to power on?
It happens. My job is to get back on the mound and keep making pitches and worry about making my pitches and trying to get the next guy out. That's my focus. Is things are going to happen during the game, but you can't dwell on those things. You can't sulk. You got to get back up there and keep making pitches. And so that's the mentality that I take into it.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time tonight, David.
Thanks.
First question comes from Steve Gelbs.
Can't hear anything. That's the one.
Can you hear me, Francisco?
Yeah.
Your first question comes from Steve Gelbs.
Hey, Francisco. I know that it's going to get overlooked on a night like tonight, but your first home run as a Met, a couple of hits. You've talked about just needing that one hit to feel like yourself again at the plate. Do you feel like that was it? Like this night was it personally for you offensively?
Steve, I said it. I believe I mentioned it earlier. It only takes is one swing, like you said, to feel like I'm in a good spot. I got that one swing. Then after that, it was like, all right. I made some adjustments. We chilly, we talked, and it was just a matter of seeing pitches. Seeing pitches. That series in Colorado, I was a little out of rhythm. First day here, same thing. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. It's got to play game, and then as a professional hitter, make the adjustments faster.
On a night like tonight, when just as a team, so many things didn't go your way. How do you kind of look at something like this? Is it something worth really digging into and trying to figure out what went wrong, or in general, do you find it's better to kind of flush it and just move on?
Steve, correct?
Yes.
Steve, this one you learn from it. I personally, I don't like how I've been playing defense the past couple of days. Learn from what's happening. Learn from my mistakes. And then from when it comes to everybody else, I hope we all do the same thing. We learn from it, but we flush it. You basically got to have a short-term memory. You got to remember the good things, remember the bad things that are going to make you better for the next time, and then flush the rest. As professional baseball players, we got to make faster adjustments. and I got to be the first one to make the adjustments.
What specifically don't you like about how you've been playing personally the last couple of games that you're talking about?
Well, the ground ball today that I missed, that I made the error. After I dropped the ball, the game sped up. Just catch the ball, regroup, and then everything else. The ball was a little wet, but I sped up. So that's not good. The ground ball up the middle that me and McNeil went after and didn't get to it, I should have communicated better. I should have communicated a little bit better, let him know where I'm going to be, if it's outside or inside. And I probably would have caught the ball, or he probably would have caught the ball. So you just communicating, and understanding situations and moments in the game. There's no reason for me to throw the ball after I bubble it, going to my left. Knowing that the surface is a little wet, there's no reason for me to throw. I got to be more on my toes and understanding my surroundings. As a professional baseball player, that's the only thing I can do.
Thanks.
Your next question is from Tony DeComo.
Hey, Francisco, when you have a night like this where, several players do struggle on defense, 4 errors in the game, how easy is it to maybe just kind of wipe the slate clean and go forward, as opposed to maybe an offensive slump that, can linger for games, for weeks, things like that?
Anthony, it's great that's happening now. It's not good that we're losing games. Let's not get that, mixed up. But it's great that it's happening now, because we continue to learn, we continue to know each other now. Now McNeil knows, hey, I'm right there. I know how close he's gonna be, So I'm much rather this happen now or in spring training that happens late in September when we're fighting for a playoff spot, or when we're in the playoffs, God willing. So we learn from it and we move on. When it comes to hitting, it's not good when you spend those 3, 4, 5 days in a slump and everybody at the same time, because definitely we don't give ourselves a chance to win. But when it comes to defense to me is extremely important. Why? Because the pitcher is working as hard as he can. He wants to get out of the inning, especially how cold it is. His fingers are numb, and he makes a great pitch to get out of the inning, and I don't help him out. That doesn't make me a good person, a happy person, So with that being said, we turn the page because we have to in baseball, but we remember and we make the adjustments and get better out of it this day.
Thank you.
Your next question is from Disha Thozar.
Hey, Francisco. The coaching staff has sort of complimented you guys as a team, that you don't hang your heads and you bounce back quickly. I guess, what was the mood like in the dugout in the clubhouse after a loss like tonight?
Disha, the guys continue to keep their heads up. It's a blessing to be playing this game and to be healthy. And we don't want to lose games. New York, we're not trying to lose games. We're working as hard as we can every single day to win ball games. But we're gonna lose at least 50 games. If we win 112, that's impressive right there. So at least we're gonna lose 50. So we understand that, and we understand that we're gonna struggle. We're gonna have bad days. We're gonna have good days. The best baseball teams, they stay even keeled. They don't go up, they don't go down. They stay in the same line all year long. And when somebody is down, the next guy picks him up and helps to stay even keeled as well. And that's something that the guys have done really, really good here. When I have a bad day, they pick me up. When they have bad days, we all pick each other up. And we dealing with adversity. The first 2 weeks of season, there has been a lot of adversity. Good teams go through those things and come on top.
Thank you.
Your next question is from Mike Puma.
Hey, Francisco, what can you say to a guy like J.D. Davis who's going through an obvious little defensive rut right now?
Mike, J.D. Davis, he continues to learn on a daily basis. And one of the things I actually told him is like, hey, we learn from this. And the same thing I'm working on. I'm gonna make mistakes, and let's not let the game speed up on us. You know, when the game speeds up, we make a lot of mistakes. We don't think, we don't react the same way. And the game sped up for a lot of us today. Hopefully tomorrow we come back and then regroup and get a good win tomorrow and go home and play in front of great fans.
Thank you.
The last question is from Tim Healy.
What were those adjustments you made with Chile, who was telling us earlier about a tunnel drill that you did with Victor Rodriguez?
Yeah, the tunnel drills just gives me direction. I didn't have any direction with my swing. I felt like I was having good at bats. I felt like I was on pitches, but I wasn't staying through the baseball. I was hitting the ball and coming out of it, or I was fouling the ball and coming out of it. The tunnel drill helps me to stay through the baseball and gives me direction of where I want to hit the baseball. Once again, Tim, I spent 3 days not making the mistakes I had to make. And that's on me. I'm accountable with the help of Chile and Slade and a couple other people I talked to helped me. And who knows, God willing, tomorrow I get a couple more hits and get the W. And if I don't get a couple of hits, as long as we get the W, I'll be a happy man.
Thank you.
Francisco, thank you very much for your time. Good evening, Luis. Your first question comes from Steve Gelbs.
Hey, Luis. Over the course of 162, teams are going to have nights like tonight. From your perspective as a manager, how do you approach, moving forward after tonight? Do you just turn the page, or are there things that you saw that you feel like you need to drill down on and try and clean up quickly?
Well, you got to turn the page. I mean, we got a game tomorrow, and everybody knows here what happened out there. Really bad inning. Then it led to other bad innings as well. But we're pretty much in control of the game, the first third of it, and then just that bad inning led to extra pitches for probably Peterson. We got him out of the game. It was in good rhythm pitching. We thought, but you got to brush this one off. That's the way you got to approach it. I mean, guys, they've been battling, they've been playing good, and we show up to have a game like this. It's tough, you gotta be mindful. You gotta come back here tomorrow and face these guys. So we gotta approach it that way. Everybody knows what happened. Everybody knows what to do here. Just gotta put in the work. We're gonna stay positive, look forward.
Luis, do you think any of this is getting to JD mentally? We saw after that error, he, looked like he was really trying to be very fine, throwing that ball to second base later on in the game and almost threw that one away. Do you think he's almost overthinking it a little bit defensively?
I mean, he was hard on himself. When we made the pitching change, you could see his frustration a little bit. He was he had a tough phase on, and he was mad at himself and saying some stuff there. And best you can do there is to keep him in the game. I thought even to his at bat, the first two at bat that he had were quality, right? Drove in one of the runs, and now the third at bat he wanted to do too much and struck out on three similar pitches that were out of zone. So he's and after that he wanted to do too much. I thought so much you can control. Errors are going to happen, and like I said, you just got to look forward. You got to stay positive, learn from them, and that's the way to approach it. We want to come in and win every game, but it doesn't go our way, and you make errors like this. We all got to learn from him and working what we need to work. Look at him. I thought he rushed the play, tried to go too quick and took his eyes off the ball, and that's why when he couldn't make the play, potential double play. But that happens in this game. The best you can do after those is just look forward and kind of like recompose yourself, keep going.
Next question is from Anthony DeComo.
Hey, Luis, just to follow up on that, before the game, you obviously expressed some confidence in JD. To what extent still do you think this is the type of thing that he's best served working through, playing, starting every day at third base versus potentially maybe getting a blow, getting a couple days away from that position and working on it off the field?
Yeah, there's different things that you can do when something like this happens. I mean, we've praised how he showed up in camp and how he played defense in camp. Played really good. We thought he was moving really well. We talked about us not being on the field too often because of all the different things that happen to the team. So you just got to keep putting the work, and because our confidence is high because all the work that he's put in to get to the position where he is. He's a better fielder than what he was a couple of years ago when we're trying him in the outfield. I don't see why right now we'll have any doubt that he can go out there and play good defense for us. Yeah, this is something that can happen still, but right now he just need to put the work in and get back into his routine because he's going to play third base. We have all the other guys that play third. We may see them in action as well. When he was on the IL, we used a couple of guys where they were basically taking turns. So, it's early in the season, probably early enough where you can, put a lot of work, and that's it. But we're all going to see him back in there. I mean, as soon as he got the first ball hit to him, I think he was in the first inning, the second hitter of the game, and he got the out. It's like, okay, you got one right, got one to him, and he made the play. All good. But I thought he just rushed that. I don't think there's anything mental that happened in that play that he made the error on. After it, he took it to the plate. I thought he wanted to do a little too much. That was a little bit of my concern there. He just wanted to stay within himself. We got to be positive around him and we got to work with him. I think he has the right attitude towards situations like this.
Thank you.
Your next question is from Tim Healy.
You mentioned that when you made the pitching change, you could tell that Davis was frustrated with himself. What was he saying?
I can't recall exactly Tim, but he was tough on himself. You could see his face. I mean, I know JD, and I know his personality. I mean, you guys don't know how he is, and just he was really being hard on him. He was looking down, looking away, putting his glove in his face, and we're all on the mound, and I'm looking at everybody. I want to keep everybody on their toes because it's still a situation where Selman's coming into the game second and third, one out, and we're going to play the infield in. And Marisnik hit the ball to him. Actually, he made the play at first base. Run scored. But I thought at the moment he was being a little tough on him. But that's okay. It's just moving forward. You just gotta regroup himself. I was glad that he made the play. But then you saw it at the plate. He was a little anxious there. But like I said, he's gonna be back there at third, and he's gonna be making plays for us. I know he's gonna put in the work that he needs to put to get back to where he was in camp.
Thank you.
Next question is from Tim Britton.
Hey, Louis, we talk about like pitching being contagious and hitting being contagious. Can fielding be contagious where a bad play leads to some more down the line?
I can't necessarily say that that's contagious. It's sometimes when there's just lack of command in games, you can see that kind of like puts the guys on their heels, and they end up making bad plays. But that wasn't necessarily the case tonight. Peterson was throwing the ball with the plate. He was getting guys at a stray of singles, and then there was that ground ball that could have gotten us out of the inning. The walks came in after. We just made a lot of bad plays in that inning. It was an ugly fourth inning for us defensively. We had the error at third on the ground ball. We had the error on the throw. We had two errors on throw. The one from Lindor and the one from Conforto in the outfield. The pitcher wasn't backing up. I mean, there's just a lot of bad things happening in the inning. Then the next inning we have the catcher's interference. So it's, you know, this is one of those games. I said at the beginning of the call when Steve asked me the question, you got to brush it off. Everybody knows what happened out there. We got to stay positive. We've been playing really good baseball, and we just got to work in what we need to work. We have a night game tomorrow, so we may have a chance to get out there on the field and work on some things extra.
Thank you.
To go back to you.
Just to, you know, despite everything, you were still, you know, at least within striking distance until that Baez grand slam. How deflating was that?
Yeah, we pushed Hildenberger to a high pitch count. We needed the innings. As you saw, we had a position player pitching the eighth for us. We had Lou Guillorme go out there, helping us out so we don't use another guy out of the bullpen. You know, we felt Hildy could get out of it. He's got chase pitches, you know, Baez is a free swinger, but he hung the slider. So yeah, it was a tough one, especially after the 3 walks. So yeah, you know, it was just a tough game. You know, tough game. The errors led to a lot of things happening, and then, you know, we're trying to stretch guys out. You know, Giselman gave us everything he had. Hildenberger gave us everything they had, and we had Luke Castro pitch, and then, like I said, Guillorme had to come in there and get us an inning too.
Thank you.
Next question comes from Rich Catino.
Hey, Louis, when you have a game like this in which there's a lot of issues and, you know, the cliches are you got to put it behind you, got to wash it off, and that's all true. But as a manager, do you feel the need to maybe talk to some individuals about keeping their positive reinforcement and how important you think that'll be, you know, in prepping for tomorrow's game?
Yes, you're right on. Yeah, I do connect with guys. There's some performances out there. There's some things that happen in the game that there's some one-on-one things to say. You know, I don't think the team needs to, you know, hear anything as a group, because like I said earlier, everybody knows what happened tonight. I mean, these guys played enough baseball at this level. They know what happened. They know what they need to do to come in tomorrow. But yeah, there's some couple of individuals you connect with, and you keep the positive vibes around them, you know, so they keep working hard. I mean, we have so much ahead of us still, you know, and then I think just talking and breaking down some of the things that happened tonight, it will help guys to, you know, be ready and probably not run into situations that we ran into tonight.
Thank you.
Luis, thank you very much for your time tonight.
Thanks, Zach. Good night, guys.
Güey, ¿qué es lo que te habla sujeto? Oro 24 en la casa. Quiero que siga apoyando la máquina deportiva, la gente que te activa el montón. Guay.